Welcome everyone. I'm Tim.
I'm Jeremy.
Wait a minute. You're not Nick? Where's Nick?
I think he messed up an order.
Whoa. Poor Nick. No, Nick's not here, and we didn't want him here because he wouldn't be able to tell you very much about GAMA because he was here running the show while we were off having fun and playing games, right?
Yeah. Goofing off.
So, Jeremy, this is your first chance to star in one of our videos. No, I'm not going to cut this out. Okay. This is all good.
Okay. So we saw some pretty cool stuff. Probably my favorite game of the show was Boop.
Boop, is that like B-O-O-P?
B-O-O-P.
Yeah.
It's about cats on a mattress pushing each other off. The goal is to get 3 cats in a line. It's really like an abstract game, kind of like Onitama or like a chess or something like that. But it's been rethemed to be cats, so it's a lot of fun. I really liked it. So,
yeah, and something like whenever a new cat jumps onto the bed,
it pushes all the other cats off the bed.
Yeah,
obviously. So your goal is to try to get a line, but obviously the cats are always moving, so it's really hard to get a line going. So yeah.
So tic-tac-toe while you're playing herding cats, basically.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So one thing at the show, there was just tons of dice, wasn't there?
Yeah, I think a third of the show was dice.
I think a third of the expo show was just dice manufacturers.
Yeah, lots.
And definitely our favorites, I think, were Metallic Dice, Die Hard Dice, and Black Oak Foundry?
Black Oak Workshop, I think.
Black Oak Workshop, yeah, that's right.
Those are probably our favorites. I mean, obviously there's a lot of really good ones like Q Workshop and all the other, ChessX, obviously. But ChessX has some new stuff coming out we're going to get, obviously. It's going to be great. But those are like kind of the new, like the non, obviously we're going to carry everything that ChessX makes.
Yeah, exactly.
Some of the cool stuff that was
so from Black Oak Workshop, they're doing in addition to doing the advent calendars, which we didn't do last year, but we did do the year before, and so we'll definitely do them this year. So they're going to come out with more new designs for the advent calendars.
Yeah, a bunch of new like glow in the dark dice for Halloween, all Christmas stuff, all kinds of fun stuff.
But they're also doing a whole line of dice they're calling kitty clacks. And so, I mean, they're dice with cats on the 1 or the 20.
Yeah, they look really cool. They have all these really cool like swords and other different.
Yeah, we've had a few of them before.
Yeah, we carry some already, but we're gonna get way more of those.
Yeah,
for sure. So great.
And then you really like some of the stuff from Metallic Dice, right?
Yeah, Metallic Dice have these, which we already have now, the silicone dice. And so what these are is they're basically made of the same thing as like bouncy balls, so you can kind of bounce them. So they're a lot of fun. And they're just regular dice. And the other thing is nice is that the D4s, when you step on them, they're not gonna mess up your foot. But I really like these ones, so I'm probably gonna get a few different sets of them because they're so cool.
Well, I think I like them too because they bounce like that, and so they're going to be so easy to lose that once you might as well buy 2 sets because you're going to lose half of them.
Yeah, but they're just like obviously everyone already loves bouncing dice around, and these ones are made to do it. So great.
But then also, Die Hard Dice had some great magic life counters. Make solid metal life counters magnetic that they snap together, and then you can turn the 2 dials.
Exactly.
Kind of like those plastic Commander ones that came out a couple years ago.
Yeah, they're definitely like the nicest looking dials I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be picking those up, and our Commander players will, I'm sure you guys will love those because they're gonna be sweet.
And then I was also just super stoked. Renegade Game Studio, they got a license from Hasbro for basically all of Hasbro's properties. So they're doing both deck building games and role playing games for My Little Pony, G.I. Joe, Transformers, and who am I forgetting? Power Rangers. Yeah, that's the one that I didn't watch.
Yeah. That's like the one that I just don't know. Yeah, so basically it's like Saturday mornings RPG system essentially. Like every Saturday morning experience you could want. You get your cereal, turn on TV, and play RPG with your buddies, and it's just like.
And
it seems like a perfect note.
For the role-playing games too, especially, they're all designed to be cross-compatible. Yeah. Like I guess there've already been like comic book mashups between Transformers and My Little Pony and G.I. Joe and everybody, I think.
Yeah.
So with the RPG at least, you'll be able to take your My Little Ponies and they can visit Cybertron and hang out with Optimus Prime and everything. Yeah. The deck building games are not that way though. Especially with My Little Pony, because that one's designed to be cooperative and be more kid-friendly, whereas the other ones are more competitive and doing that kind of thing. But
and those other ones are the Power Rangers Transformers ones we already actually have.
Yeah, that's true. And then they're also going to be coming out with dice and dice bags for all 4 of those.
Yeah, so if
later
you just
this summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so even if you don't want to play the game, but you just want some Power Rangers dice.
Yeah, perfect chance to get some.
Yep. This summer, June or July.
Next thing, we're going to start carrying the Choose Your Own Adventure book series. We really want to start carrying them because, everybody, we're all fans of it. It's nostalgia, it's fun.
It's certainly a blast from my past. I remember playing those when they first came out.
So we're gonna start carrying them. We started talking with the people there, and we're gonna try to get some in.
Yeah, we got a whole rack. It's like 48 books with
all your favorite classics.
With all your favorite classics, all the bestsellers and that kind of thing. So
it's gonna be great. You can either just either show it to somebody new, or you can get some nostalgia and get one old one.
Yeah. And then WizKids Miniatures has just been coming out with some amazing stuff, haven't they?
Yeah, we have the new Tiamat we just got in. Obviously, that thing is huge. It's crazy.
Check out our TikTok. We have a TikTok now, by the way.
Yeah.
But we did a TikTok video of unboxing it, and it's like that big across its wingspan.
Yeah, it's huge. It's crazy, and it's all primed and ready to paint.
It's primed and ready to paint. Yeah. But the one you really liked is pre-painted, right?
So they have one coming out, the Terrask, which is like my favorite big. Dragons are cool and all, but Terrask has always been like, can't get that anywhere else, right?
The Terrask eats dragons.
Exactly. Yeah. So the Terrask is always like, it's like, dragons are cool, but I've seen dragons. Terrask, that's the D&D thing for me. That's all I want. And so, there's this awesome, pre-painted Terrask mini coming out. I'm probably gonna pick one up just 'cause it's crazy cool.
Yeah, and they had a bunch of other stuff that was really cool. They had like a Wand of Orcus coming out.
Yeah.
And
a Pathfinder kobold that's like this tall, like up to halfway up.
He had a spear that was like in the hallway of the show, and like people were bumping into it, and it was like spearing people in the groin. And,
it's a lot of fun though. It's cool. WizKids always has new cool stuff coming out.
Yeah.
So Tim, did you see any other RPGs you really like?
Yeah, we had already known about them because we backed the Kickstarter for Coyote and Crow. But I got to meet up with the designer, and it turns out he's a local. So we talked with him. We're going to be getting those copies of the game in probably in the next week or so. I think they shipped last week. So that'll be great. What is Coyote and Crow, you ask? Did you ask that? You didn't. Well, you should have, because it's an awesome new game. It's one that celebrates the indigenous peoples of North America, and really kind of sets them up in a North America that's was either never colonized or is now uncolonized.
It's supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be like a First Nations that were able to thrive after without colonization. So First Nations people are allowed to thrive in this RPG. I think it's made by mostly First Nations people. Or
all designers and artists and stuff. So we're going to be doing a big event for them for Free RPG Day in June, and then probably have them come up and run some games or something in July or August or something. But Connor, Alexander, and I kind of hit it off at the show, and we'll be doing some stuff. And one of your favorite games was like a marble game or something, wasn't it?
Another game I really liked was Magic Mountain. It's this little, it reminded me a lot of Camelot, because it's a little like probability game. You have this mountain with a bunch of witches and a bunch of wizards, nice witches. There's evil witches. There's evil ones and good ones.
Okay.
Basically, you're rolling these marbles down a hill, and these witches are blocking your paths. And you're basically trying to get the marble to land in the right spot at the bottom, and you modify it slightly by moving the witches around.
So it's kind of like a Plinko game?
Yeah, kind of
with witches?
With witches, pretty simple game, but a lot of fun. It's one of those you play with kids and the kids will have fun, and you play with adults and you all be like, what's gonna happen? It's gonna be a fun one.
That sounds like a lot of fun, and the thing that I really liked about it is it wasn't as expensive as it looked.
$25, and it's like ready to go. It's just for a game like that, $25 is like a steal. It's a crazy deal. Yeah. I know Tim really likes word games, and I know
I do really like word games. I think like Paperback is one of my favorite games of all time.
So I know there was that game Illiterati that you were.
The cooperative one.
Yeah.
So Illiterati was a cooperative word game. There's so many word games out there, but I can't think of any cooperative ones. Can you?
There's code names, but that's it.
That's kind of cool. Yeah, but
you're not really making words though. It's kind of different. It's like
it's two teams, so it's still competitive. But anyway. So Illiterati is actually it's a little Scrabble-like. You got a bunch of Scrabble tiles with letters on it, and then you and the people you're playing with all have to work together to build words. You're trying the narrative of the game is that you're trying to fend off the Illuminati, the illiterati, the word Illuminati, who don't want people to speak good.
No mores.
No mores. So so you gotta build words to defeat the Illuminati. It sounds like a great game. It's got gorgeous art.
It's got like a timer, so basically you have to try to spell your words as fast as you can. You're passing your letters around. It's crazy. Yeah. A lot of fun.
And then there was a sailing game that you were really interested in, right?
Yeah, the new Leader Games game coming out. They just came out with Root RPG. That just came out. And
they licensed that out through Magpie. We have that in stock now. We got it in just before GAMA.
Yeah. So they just came out with that, and now they are starting to announce the next game coming out. It's going to be Ahoy, which is like a it's pirate or fish themed. You have like the Mollusk Union and the Bluefin Squadron, which are like sharks, and you're all fighting over islands or something. It's a dice-based game, and you're kind of you're exploring islands. It's asymmetrical, as all Leader games are, and so you're all trying to do different things, but you're instead of having like a map like all the other games, you got tiles that you're placing down and building like an ocean island kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to that. Leader games, they just always do good stuff. So.
Yeah, they always get good stuff. They're always very different than your typical games.
So that's kind of our favorites, right? Did we forget any major things?
I mean, I'm sure we forgot a lot of things. There's a million releases coming out for like a million things that are awesome, but these are kind of like the ones that are like kind of a little bit lower key. Obviously, all the Asmodee stuff's really big and stuff like that. But
yeah, I like that Skyrim game. Just looks. I mean, it's a huge game, and it just like has a huge like presence in the gamer sphere.
Yeah. There's so many big games. You have all the new paints coming out from.
I don't think I mentioned that in the other video.
Oh, that's a big one.
It's the paint line called Two Thin Coats. And they're kind of designed by a famous Games Workshop painter tutorial guy named, what was his name? Duncan Rhodes?
Duncan Rhodes?
Yeah. But the paint looks really great. I got them to actually open up a pot for me, and like we used it on some paper. And the big thing that makes it different is that it's very dense paint, and the idea is you water it down to the consistency that you need it. So if you want to do a wash, then you just put a lot of water in it. If you want a nice thick coat, like especially like a yellow or an orange, something that's usually kind of very translucent, to paint over a dark primer or a dark spot, you can get it really dense.
Yeah, there's a lot of color. I mean, they're coming out with 60 colors, so it's like you're gonna be able to make whatever you want right after that. It's not one of those things where it's like, well, I only have red and blue and yellow. You're gonna be able to paint anything you can paint with any other line, and
and
we'll be carrying them. So
important for us is that it comes in a really nice rack, so we'll have each of the individual paints, but the rack is like super small, and we'll be able to fit it even in our tight miniature space.
Yeah, we'll finally be able to carry individual paints. Right now we only have the paint set, so it's really good because we'll be able to anybody can pick whatever paints they want.
Now the downside of that is that it's not going to be available until third quarter, so we probably won't see it until September or something.
Plus, third quarter and 2022 is.
Yeah. So we'll see it next year sometime.
I think that was most of what we saw at GAMA. Is obviously we can kind of recut it.
Oh no, I think that's what we saw at GAMA, and it's pretty good stuff.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, and we'll see you again
around the table.
There we go.